Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to we got ourselves a red day. This time, we did not rebound. In the last few days, we've had red mornings, but we've managed to dig ourselves out of the hole in the afternoon. Not so much this time. We got tech crashing significantly. And then we got, oh boy, we got Bitcoin. Bitcoin has, you know what? Let's actually go right to the chart. We're gonna go. We're even gonna, you know what? We're gonna go right to Bitcoin. We're gonna go right to Bitcoin because I will tell you, I told you guys yesterday. There's a line I did not want to cross. This line right here, this line that we have now crossed. So Bitcoin currently sitting at $63,707. Oh, guys, we are moving into crypto winter territory. I don't want to say it. I didn't think it was going to happen. And at first, when it did hit this line, it actually did hold a little bit. Not long, but a little bit. But it has now plunged down here. So, oh boy. Obviously, MSTE, people still holding it. Oh gosh. MSTE below $3. Last time I looked, it was around $2.70 or somewhere in that area. It's almost a penny stock. It's almost a penny stock at the rate this is going. But the good news is, if we are going into a crypto winter, I don't think, well, I didn't think we would get this low. So I'm not gonna make a guess on how low this is gonna go right now. I'm gonna watch, see what's happening. Obviously, there are factors that are causing this, and believe it or not, what's happening to crypto is kind of related to what's going on with tech. So we got a bigger story. We're going to look into all of that. We're going to look at the markets. I'm going to answer your questions. You know what? On a day like today, let's try to make this a chill chat. We'll make it a kind of a chill chat. You know, we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, all of that fun stuff. You'll still get all of the market analysis as normal, but this has me concerned. We will be back here. We're going to be revisiting this. Oh boy. Yeah, let's actually jump into the regular markets. We'll start up here with the TSX. So the TSX down today 1.55%. Oh boy, wait till you see the heat map. There's some serious red going on. We're still, believe it or not, we are still in a green February, but I'll tell you, we did wick down this morning, and we just touched the blue line. Now it held, and we're still up here in the green, but if tomorrow turns out to be like today, oh boy, we'll be below that blue line. I suspect, and I will tell you, I've not looked at the U.S. markets. I've not looked at them with the blue line. I'm expecting most of them. Maybe I don't know. I think at least the S&P 500, Nasdaq for sure. And I'm trying to think between the Dow Jones and I think the Dow Jones might actually still be above the blue. The Russell, I'm not sure. All right, let's we'll move to the U.S. The S&P 500, well below the blue line. Holy banana bread. Yeah, not a good month. Not a good month for the S&P 500. It is down big time. Yeah, look at this. Today it's down 1.29%. Not a lot of relief here. Mostly, a lot of it is tech, but not all tech, because if we look at the NASDAQ, yeah, the NASDAQ is down, way down. Look at this. We're well below the blue line. But the NASDAQ actually has fallen less today than the S&P 500, not by much. Basically a 0.1 difference between the two. So the NASDAQ down 1.18. The Dow, oh my gosh, the Dow Jones, I was hoping they might be above the blue line, and they are. They're just above. So they're still in green territory, those industrial stocks, but they are down 1.21% today. So another day like today, if tomorrow turns out like today, we'll have them below that line for sure. And here's the Russell, and I kind of thought they might be below, and they are below the blue line, and they are currently diving. They're certainly doing some diving for sure. So they're down 2.20%. Now, what's going on in the market? Oh boy, let's go to commodities. A rough day for commodities, guys. Gold is down today 2.93%. Silver, once again, 15.98%. Oh gosh, Asian AI guy, he's been so down on silver, and he's probably rejoicing in this, saying, "Look at me, everybody, I'm right." Yeah, but look at this, 15% down again today. Copper down a little bit, 1.40. Platinum down almost 10%. Oil's not having a good day either. So as you can see with Canada, if both materials and oil, so energy is down, it pretty much dooms our TSX to be down. And that's kind of the situation that we're in today. Crypto, oh boy, another bag of worms. Both Bitcoin, Ethereum down like 13% or so. This, you know what, and this is a normal behavior in crypto. Sometimes we do get really big drops. But like I said, we're in that territory now that I think crypto winter is a possibility. And that surprises me because I really thought we had one more hurrah before the crypto winter. But we are in crypto winter territory. We're in territory. It might be, we can go down and come back up. It could be a short stay, sort of like visiting Antarctica in the summer. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh boy. Let's go to the heat maps. All right. So here is Canada, and this is kind of what I was talking about. You can sort of see here. Two little sectors, two big sectors. Well, first of all of our non-energy minerals. So this is all of your mining and materials. Like, look at this. Barrick is down 8%. Cameco is down 4.25%. Kinross 4.81%. So yeah, a lot of down. Yeah, my favorite, London Gold down 4.47. And look at our energy down here. Energy also plummeting. So we got Canadian Natural Resources down, Imperial Oil, Cenovus, Torlamine, all of them down. So we're definitely seeing some weakness in this area. The banks actually are doing pretty good today compared to what the market's doing. Yes, we are down a little bit, but not by much. Look at this. Royal Bank's down 0.4, TD's down 0.3. BMO 0.4, CIBC 0.3, BNS, well, okay, BNS a little bit further. They're almost down a full percent. But, let's, there is one piece, look, one bright green on the whole board, Celestica, up 6.37. But that might have been just that they were down really big time yesterday. All right, with all of this, at least Constellation Software is only down 0.18. Oh, one other little victory point in here. CNR is actually up 1.24% today. CP's down, but CNR is up. So, no, there is that. Also, our pipelines, Pemina up 0.66, Enbridge up 0.61. So, there's some goodness in here, but we can see it's very sector-driven specific. All right. Oh, boy. The United States. And I'm just going to double check. I did refresh. I refreshed Canada. I wasn't sure if I refreshed the United States or not. But here we go. NVIDIA down 1.14. Google down 0.83. Microsoft. Oh, look at this. Oh, Microsoft. What are you doing to me? Down 4.92. Meta is up. Apple up a tiny, tiny bit. Broadcom also down. Amazon down. Tesla down. Even the ones from yesterday, like Eli Lilly was having a great day yesterday. They're down 8.14%. So a lot of red. Now, with the United States, you can definitely see this red pretty much is touching everything. I don't like to see that. Because if you think bear market, and we're not in a bear market. I'm going to put that out right now. And I'm going to show you guys something a little later, and we'll talk a bit about bear markets. Before we do that, or before we do any of that, one of the things about a bear market is you will usually see red a lot more across the board, sort of like what we're seeing now. So I don't like to see this. I like to see at least a couple of at least a couple of sectors that are doing pretty good. So, oh boy, yeah. All right, and crypto. Oh boy. Look at XRP. XRP down 23%. Holy banana bread. That's, guys, we have a tradition. And I normally will pick on a coin, a green coin, because, we're having, I'm at this point now, it's like, pick a green coin. Is there a green coin? Well, yeah, there is. There is, right? You know what? Here's one right up near the top. I'm just going to grab it. I'm grabbing it. I'm like, let's go. We got ourselves a green coin. Solana Mobile Seeker. What? What is this? There's a lot of coins out there, guys. There are about, and I remember why I normally move myself into the middle. Here, let's move my head over so you can actually see the title. Yeah, Solana Mobile Seeker. I don't know what it does. Obviously something to do with Solana. It could be, this one might actually have a use. It wasn't that deep down. I didn't go very deep this time around. But if you are looking at a coin like Solana Mobile Seeker, do your homework. Do your homework. Make sure it makes sense. Read the white paper. Reach out, on social media. Talk to the developers. You'd be surprised how easy they are to talk to. And maybe it makes sense to you in that case. But I'll tell you right now, right now I'm not thinking about buying any crypto. Any crypto. Well, I at the moment I want this to fall. Once it has leveled out, I will. I'll yeah. I'll see what we can do. I'll see what we can do. There is money to be made in crypto. It's not today though. I'll put that there. Yeah, honestly though, stick to your Bitcoins, your Bitcoins, your Ethereum, all of these ones that are nice deep in the red. This will level off, and people buying at the bottom are going to make some money. That's the truth of the matter. So, and here's the thing, if you're holding, so if you've got Bitcoin, you got a wallet, hardware wallet, and you got some Bitcoin in it, and you're looking at it, and you're like, oh crap, I better just sell it. I'm going to lose everything. Yeah, don't sell it, because quite honestly, on the other side of this is going back up. This will be going back up at some point. And, if anything, now's the time to be, now is not a bad time to be buying. Also, if we go lower, not a bad time to be buying. So, and even, I hate to say this, MSTE, it's it's not at a bad position. If everything does turn around, I mean, that is an ETF that will come back up. But like I said, and I've been saying this for a while, you're gonna have more white knuckle moments before that story is finished. So yeah, there may be some goodness on the other side, but right now we've got a situation here where, and I'm going to come back over to Bitcoin, where we are just in a bit of a, we're parachuting without a parachute at the moment, it seems like. So yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun, but guys, it's a normal part of the market. I just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. It's not time to panic. We're not in a bear market, because, and here's an interesting thing. I wanted to sort of mention this here. So, all right. Whoops, that's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to the whiteboard. All right, let's get rid of that. All right, so, this will be our market right here. All right, and then we'll have, all right, so let's say this is the market, and this is sort of starting to happen. The thing is, does the bear market start right there? You might say, okay, well, sure, yeah, that's the bear market, because look. But technically, the bear market isn't called until roughly Once you're about 20 to 25% down, so that might be here. That might be here. So that might be the official start of the bear market. Because even though this here is just a bearish trend until it gets low enough that you go into a bear market. So this is the question I think that we need to be asking is, hey, is this where we are? Are we in this bearish trend right here? Are we there? It feels like it. It feels like it, especially on the US side. Not as much on the Canadian side, though, and that's just because we do have strength. We're having strength in a lot of sectors. It's just that one, we're getting one little bit of weakness here. We're getting one little bit of weakness here. The energy can definitely be going either way. No problem. Energy can be absolutely falling or absolutely climbing, regardless of what the overall market is doing. So for that simple reason, is it time to panic? No, not at all. Are we in a bear market? No, not at all. Will it be all right? Yeah, it will. So, and I'll tell you guys right now, there will be noise while this is happening. There's going to be noise on YouTube. There's going to be people who are creating thumbnails that look like it's the end of the world. Well, it isn't. It's the market. It's what the stock market does. We're going to have ups. We're going to have downs. We will eventually go into a bear market. Are we going there now? Like I said, I don't think so, but we could be. And here's the beautiful thing. If we are heading to the bear market, well, guess what? That's when the real money's made. That's when your investing dollar, the things that you're investing in during that bear market, those things are going to be worth so much more. Because typically, and here, let me show you. I'm going to bring up good old VFV once again, just because it's representative of the S&P 500. And we can sort of see the entire market trend. And we'll pull up the 10-year here. So you can sort of see overall, like, here's COVID, but here's the last bear market right in here. Look at how short that is in time compared to this. So bull markets are really, really big. These markets are low. So basically, this is just you dollar cost averaging, and you're doing okay. But, when we do slide down, when we do slide into this next bear market, that's when you're going to be able to really start adding to your wealth. You're going to really get, you're going to get more bang for your buck. So that's the way I look at it. I'm okay with a bear market coming when it comes. Will this next bear market be worse than this? Maybe. Will it be not as bad as that one? Probably not, but yeah, that's a potential too. So it's kind of one of these things. Nobody knows where the market is going. Everybody can speculate. And I always say, just be prepared. Be prepared for if a bear market comes. Be prepared for if the bull market continues. Always have sort of a plan for both. And that's kind of the smart way to invest. All right. Let's hit the chat. Let's hit the chat because yesterday, guys, I got I got 40 minutes behind the chat, so I don't want to do that today. I want to try to keep up right away. Now, all right, we're going to go big here, and we're going to start with Wahipple in here right away, gifting a Mountain Finance membership. So that, as you guys know, the Financial Express is active today. So if we get 4 supers, whether they be super chats, super stickers, or even gifted subs, a mixture of any of that, we add a show to the schedule, and that would be tomorrow's show. So that's what's up for grabs. But we are 1/4 of the way there with a Wahipple here with a gifted Mountain Finance membership. I don't know who won it, but congratulations to the winner. And that's our first goat of the day. So as you guys know, the goat squad is in the building. We got the Monopoly goat. The Monopoly goat starting it all off. All right. Thank you, Wahipple. We got Stan in the house with a hi. All and Claude, hello. No doubt left my mind about crypto winter. Yeah, it's feeling chilly. It is feeling chilly for sure. Oh, that's me. Wahipple says hey, and good afternoon, everyone, says Brian. All right, here we go. Wahipple says, I checked in Foran Mining in El Dorado last night, and this morning before the market opened, the share swap was a good deal in December, but with Foran share price going up in El Dorado, the math wasn't. Okay. So wait a minute, the math wasn't looking so good. I sold for a 26% gain and put my capital in 60 and the profit in Amax. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And that's the thing. So when the deal is struck, right, the dollar values that are in the deal, whether they're buying you out or whether they're converting you to the other shares, those are already kind of fixed. So if the news, so for example, back in the day when Rogers announced that they were buying Shaw, now I happened to be online that day, and the news of it drove the Shaw shares way up, and I was just like, yep, taking my profits. I sold my entire position to Shaw immediately, made a good profit. And I think after looking at that whole process over the next year or so, I think I pretty much got in. I pretty much sold at maybe the best spot you could have sold. So I certainly appreciated that. All right. Miss K says, good afternoon, everyone. Happy Thursday. Everything is on sale today. I know. The markets are ugh. I don't know if I said ugh with enough H's, but I tried. Good afternoon, everyone, says Scott. And Samantha's in the house with a good afternoon, everyone. Hello, Samantha. Always good to see you. Zenial says, isn't Microsoft supposed to be a blue chip? It's at Liberation Day levels. Yeah. So AI, artificial intelligence. We talk about it a lot on this channel because, well, it's kind of the big driver if you think about it. And a lot of what we're seeing right now is fear. There's a lot of fear about what AI is doing. And there's a lot of things that are happening. Look at the New York Times. The New York Times, just they're gutting employees. Like they're absolutely laying off a big amount. I can't remember the exact numbers, but the New York Times is laying off a bunch of people because why? Well, obviously AI is going to probably end up doing a lot of that news. We've got software companies that are looking at their software and they're like, AI, somebody can just, instead of buying my software, somebody can open up ChatGPT and say, hey, could you just do this for me? A good example, I was watching a news story the other day on YouTube, and this reporter who had no technical skills, instead of, she basically wanted an app like Monday.com. So Monday.com, for those of you who haven't seen commercials, I'm sure most of you have, it's kind of a project management software. So, you can assign different tasks to people and, track what's complete and all of that stuff. So it's a way for, project management. She just basically in 35 minutes to an hour, sat down with the AI, explained exactly what she wanted it to do, and it recreated it, not exactly, but it recreated it to meet that reporter's needs. So that's kind of that thing. Like quite literally nowadays, guys, and if you're thinking about buying a software to do some task for you, I would talk to your AI first and see if they can do it for you. Save yourself some money that you can maybe throw into the market. It doesn't help. It kind of doesn't help with that fear aspect, but that's kind of where we're looking at. And that's why tech is getting hit so hard. Obviously, that's where it's all began. It all started with all of the big tech companies. It makes me a little bit worried for next week, because next week, guys, we've got NVIDIA. NVIDIA's earnings are coming up. And, oh gosh, they could have great earnings, and I think their earnings are going to be good. I think they'll beat both earnings and revenue. But the way people have been responding to technology and AI, I think we're seeing a little bit of a backlash. I think people are kind of like not happy that people are losing their jobs. They're not happy that AI is becoming so dominant. And it is. And AI is growing really fast. It's crazy. If you think about it, guys, it wasn't even like before when I started this channel, nobody was even talking about AI. Well, except for me. I was mentioning that AI was coming, but nobody was listening to me when I was saying that at that time. But look at how far it's come. Just, in the channel. And just for those of you who don't know, I mean, this channel is only, what, four and a half almost? Almost 4.5 years old. So, in less than 5 years, the world has absolutely changed. And in the next 5 years, it'll make the last 5 years look like nothing. So this is something to keep in mind. It is happening, and it's going to impact our markets, and we're already seeing it, and it's going to be a fun ride. Of course, it may not be fun on your nerves, but especially as investors, but this will stabilize, and we'll figure out the best way to invest, whether it be just buying these crazy dips that we're going to be getting and making money that way, because that's kind of what's been happening. All right. And of course, yeah, the Financial Express, we are one of the 4 there. Doorpat, are we in a bear market yet? For the USA, I mean. I don't think, we're not quite there yet. We're not quite there yet. But if this keeps up, we could be on that slope that's heading towards a bear market. So we'll have to see whether things can turn around. And keep in mind, there's kind of a wild card in play too. There's a certain guy by the name of Donald Trump. I think going into a bear market under his presidency would probably be one of the worst things that he could imagine. So I have a feeling he's going to do everything in his power to try to stimulate the market. So that could be a factor. That could be something that we might want to watch for. Claude says, today is the first day since I'm invested that I have no single stock left. It's all ETFs now. I feel great about it. So much less stress. Yeah, it's amazing. When I started, it was almost all stocks. Like, ETFs were kind of like, okay, yeah, those are nice. But yeah, and this has been a big thing. Every year after year, brand new all-time highs for the number of Canadians into ETFs. And it's been growing more and more popular. That's one of the reasons why we're seeing, with a lot of the ETF companies, we're seeing a lot of new ETFs are popping up like every single day. We're getting new ETFs, we're getting new covered call ETFs, and now, now we're starting to see some other, we're probably going to see a whole bunch of really interesting variations as well as we move forward. And I also think before this year is out, we're going to see the weekly payers. Right now, we got the closest you can come right now is semi-monthly, so twice a month. But I bet you we'll get weekly ones before the end of this year. Paul is in the house with a hello. Hey there, Paul. I just, quite literally earlier today, I just finished editing the video, the Tesla one. So it is done. AGD, are you invested in Bitcoin? And maybe it's time to start buying small into MSTE. Thoughts? I do have some thoughts. I'm half tempted, guys. I know I said I'm not going to touch MSTE, but I'm half tempted as an experiment to buy. Whoops, we got 1 minute, sorry, till the bell. I'm thinking I should I buy like just 10 of them, just 10 MSTE, throw it in the challenge. What do you guys? You know what? Let's give me a second here. Let me get a thing going. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. And it'll be up to you guys if I do it. Here we go. Let me see if I can do it. The bell is going to pop up at any moment. All right. All right. Let me just see here. I'm just going to get the question in. Make sure I don't misspell it because, that wouldn't be great. All right. So should I buy 10 MST for the challenge? Yes or no? Oh, I got to add one other option. I don't care. I always like to have that extra option because, Oh, and by the way, guys, the market is closed. The bleeding is stopped. Thank God, huh? All right. So we got it up. let's take a look. If you guys, it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. I'm willing to do it, and then we'll just see what happens. I just look at it as being an experiment thing. It's like, it's like what, $20? Well, $27. But yeah, if it's up to you guys, I'll leave it. It's in your capable hands if I add that to the challenge. Andrew says the fear greed index is starting to come back down to a reasonable level. I believe I may start my DCA. Thanks, Blossom Social, for making it easier. Yeah, guys, I'm a big fan of Blossom, of course. I do love it. And here, let me drop in my my link here to Blossom in case you have not yet tried Blossom. Holy banana bread. If you haven't tried it, what are you waiting for? Get over there. Follow me on Blossom. Follow me. I'll follow you right back because I want to see what you guys are posting for sure. But yeah, they do have a fear greed index over there, and that can sometimes be an interesting thing to look at for sure. As Andrew was pointing out. All right, Navigil says picked up some Microsoft. Yeah, they're at a good price right now. So, I'm actually stuck in a swing trade with Microsoft, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. They're going to be fine on the other side of it. Scott says someone got a really good deal on Alphabet CDR right at the open. Nice. That's another trade I'm in. I'm in. I have some Google, I've got some Microsoft, and I got some, I think I got some Tesla. And guys, if you are interested in seeing what I'm doing swing trading wise on the side, I do share that with the channel members. I do send it out. I do a post on the community tab that share members get. And I think the share members also actually get an email of that. So you can sort of see what I'm doing. You can follow along. Obviously, I'm not asking you guys to do what I'm doing. If you see something I'm doing and you're like, oh, that looks like an interesting trade, still do your due diligence. Make sure it makes sense for you because, I could be absolutely effing up a trade. I've done it before. Bart says, hi, Candace. What a day. When do you think the NASDAQ correction will end? Looking at the chart, it seems that it might retest 20,000 around March, April. Thoughts? I sure hope it ends before March, April. I think right now, oh boy, I'm putting a lot on one company right now. That company is NVIDIA, and we got the earnings coming up. I think that's going to be, if we get an absolute sort of a cluster, the F word, if we get one of those next week, yeah, it could persist. It could be bad for a little bit, but I like to be optimistic. I'm hoping that people come to their senses. So far, every time AI has caused people to lose their collective poop, they've recovered. They've come back. So I'm kind of hoping that for sure. All right. Tom says added 1760 shares of MSTE. Yum, yum. Also averaged down on TSLA. So Tom is making a big move on MSTE. So honestly, on the other side, like even if we go into a crypto winter, on the other side of this, Tom will be fine. So, the one area where Tom wouldn't be fine is if it drops down to, let's say it dropped down to under 2, and Tom's like, no, and then went crazy and sold it. That would cause some problems because then you're realizing losses. All right. Oh, I guess I didn't have it up. Eugene Mello. Oh, you're funny. Michael says, hello, Candace. Once again, Roger Sugar proved defensive today. Yeah. I like Roger Sugar. They're pretty good. Even Walmart is down. Yep, absolutely. So what can we say? Oh, how are we doing? Guys, I do have a poll up. So with what's going on, I was like, I will add 10 MSTE to the challenge just to sort of watch. I'm not going to add anything else to it. It'll just be those. If you guys say yes, it's up to you guys. Right now, yes is leading 60%. So we'll leave it run. We'll leave it run. Gursky is in the house with a hello. And Gursky says, are we in a crypto winter now? It feels like it. It sure does. Yikes. Let's head over here. I don't like, it's actually interesting. So I have been predicted that the range for the next crypto winter is going to range from 50 to 60. So we haven't actually gotten into that zone, but I said if we fall below here, I will be seriously concerned. Well, I was concerned up here. Now I'm seriously concerned. Um, I'm going to watch this over the next couple of days. Are we in a crypto winter? Well, we might be in a crypto autumn at the very least, but it does feel I can feel a chill in the air. I can feel a chill in the air. I'll go that far. All right. Lance says, holy banana bread, I bought BITI a while back, and as Bitcoin goes down, BITI goes up. Has anyone checked on Michael Saylor? He'll be fine. I mean, Michael, and guys, Michael Saylor's been through this before. He's been through more than one crypto winter. Yeah, he's going to be fine. And strategy will be fine as well. Erwin says, crypto did not see its shadow, predicting 50K. All right, 50K. I mean, I hope not, but if it does, I'll certainly want to add some stuff down there. Marina says, hey there, it's a rough tape across stocks, crypto and metals right now. So if you're feeling rattled, you're definitely not alone. Yeah, it's enough to rattle you a little bit, but you got to look at it this way, guys. And let's be realistic. With the Canadian market this week, yeah, every morning we've been down, but we have managed to recover every day. But today, every day we've recovered and we've finished in the green. Like my sign has been green the last 2 days. So this technically is one red day, one red day. But when you look at the US, that's where, yeah, it's been a little bit more concerning for sure. And, of course, yeah, if the US falls into, let's say the US falls into a bear market, I don't know off the top of my head if there's ever been a time that the US has gone into a bear market that Canada hasn't. But we're going to find out. All right. And the Financial Express, like I said, still running. We got John O'Brien. Hey, John. Good to see you. I love to see new names. Hey, just discovered this channel. Awesome. Paul says MSTE might cut the the 20-cent distribution. We'll find out later in February. MSTE at 267, easier to double than when it was $5. Just as fast as all stocks went down, they can go up fast. They can. And I honestly am okay with them cutting the distribution on it. I think that would be fine. I mean, especially, they have to sort of protect the fund. So, that might happen. It might happen. But on the other side, they'll also increase the distribution when things turn around too. So it tends to work in both directions as well. But, MST, they did cut it before. So, John says, what time does live stream start? Most of my live streams, so the market closes on the weekdays. They start at 3:30 Eastern time, so a half an hour before the market closes. I also have a Sunday stream, and that starts at 4 p.m. on Eastern. So a lot of streams. Now, normally we have 2 streams a week, which is going to sound odd. Normally we have 2 streams a week. We normally have the Sunday stream and then a Wednesday market close. But every December, I do an event. Where I will just do something extra for Christmas. And this year, we decided that we would create something called the Financial Express. And what that would do is basically, when we get enough community engagement through supers and gifted subs and such, so 4 each time, would add another show. Now, obviously, we don't have to do it for Wednesday because it's already the normal show, but they kept doing it. And I said, if you guys make it through December, I'll let the Financial Express go as deep into the year as you want it. And that's what's been happening. So we've made it to today. We haven't made tomorrow yet, but we are one of the 4 there, sorry. So yeah, lately, I've done, since the beginning of December, I've done 6 live streams a week. Well, 6, probably more if you think about the other ones I do. The channel members, they get a monthly additional live stream, and there's also, they now get a weekly one as well with the office hours, and we got a celebration stream coming up. pretty darn soon as well for the 10,000 subs. So it's going to be a 10,000 second stream. So, oh boy, but it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be fun. We're going to play games. We're going to play games and stuff like that. So anyway, that's going to be really, really cool. Ranjit. Let's see. Oren gently bought physical gold and silver in the recent dip, and when gold went to 4,600. I'm waiting fire we go lower, or I'm waiting for we go lower in gold, but I'm surprised how fast silver dropped. Yeah, silver. Well, you got to look at it too. Silver really, really pumped itself too. It's a little bit easier, like especially if you pump really, really hard and then your things reverse, you can fall quite a bit for sure. Grizzly says, my poor portfolio. Oh no. Scott, canoe is a lonely boat floating on a sea of red today. Is canoe up? I gotta look. I have to look. Of course, canoe is canoe EIT. Oh, let's just see here. All right. EIT.UN is our ticker. Look at this. Sitting up here at 1670. Once again today, a new all-time high for canoe. Yeah, canoe is doing well for sure. Let's see. Washington Times, I think. Washington Times. Yeah, a lot of layoffs. Oh my gosh. Amrit says, Carney stated the increased in fracture he is planning for carbon efficient vehicles and net zero tech. So not sure if this will help Tesla. Your thoughts? Tesla, not much since no manufacturer in Canada. Okay. So yeah, I'm not so worried about Tesla. So yeah, basically we're not going to have any kind of mandated EV sort of conversion to EV, because it was originally under the Trudeau Liberals. They of course had the mandate, the EV mandate, where you had to have so many EVs being made and sold by each year, and they had a big plan for that. Fantastic. Well, obviously we couldn't do it. There's no way. Even our grid couldn't handle some of the aggressive goals that was set there, and now the Carney Liberals, they have scrapped it. They've completely scrapped it. Instead, they're going back to incentives, which is, to me, is fine. Because then, if you want to buy an EV, you can get, and I don't know what the rules are for the incentives, but, you can get some funding. You can get some incentives. So that, to me, is a better way to go. You're still it's still inspiring people to go with EVs, but it's going to be people who, for one, maybe it's going to be the people who are in areas that can support it. Maybe it's going to be people who do have the infrastructure in place. So yeah, I do like it. I like this new idea. I like it better than the mandated one for sure. Will Bitcoin go down more? Eventually, and maybe. Heck, we've had a couple people. We had at least one person in chat thinking it's going down to 50K. Will Bitcoin go down more? Yeah, it will eventually. I mean, obviously, if this is not crypto winter is still coming. I heard that from a reliable source. Ned Stark told me. No, that's a joke. But yeah, crypto winter's coming. Will Bitcoin go down more? Maybe. MSTE is nasty. It's not a fun one to hold. But I'll tell you, I may be holding it soon in the challenge, because we got a poll up there. And I don't know. I got to go big screen here because I don't want you guys to have to see the singularity of Candace as it goes in. Where are we at right now? Let's take a quick gander here. 62% yes. So it's looking like I'm going to have to add 10 of those to the challenge. Hopefully it goes down a bit more tomorrow, because the cheaper I get it, the happier I am. Amrit says, so wondering if any good opportunities to watch for with Carney's press conference. That's a good question. I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, keep in mind, too, and also, yeah, you mentioned a bit about Tesla. Well, where this is kind of good for Tesla in a way is not this per se, but removing of the basically lowering those tariffs on EVs coming from China, because that's a lot of the vehicles that'll be coming in here through that reduction. A lot of them are gonna be Teslas because Tesla makes cars in China. So that's good for. I guess that's good for Tesla. All right. Let's see here. Marina says NVIDIA is reportedly delaying its gaming chips to prioritize data center chips amid a memory shortage. This could pressure its share price if gaming revenue suffers. That's interesting. Yeah, I haven't read the details on that yet, but yeah, it's and the funny thing is, if you think about it, if investors are so concerned about AI, and they absolutely are, all of a sudden taking a shot at gaming and sort of pushing that aside to say, yeah, we're just going to prioritize AI a bit more. That's probably not going to excite all investors. Yeah. Oh boy. Now, let's see. Amrit says, I'm looking at Tesla as it's dipped to 7.35 and 25-cent dividend, but so many dips, I'm getting lost on what to buy. Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. It's an interesting thing. Like, yeah, I look at the dips I bought. I spent a lot on some of the dips last month, but now we got better dips. So there's always going to be, well, I don't want to say there's always, but a lot of times you're going to get a better dip. That's just kind of the nature of the market. It's one of the reasons, like, when you look at investing as a whole, the people who make the most money investing are the dollar cost averagers, the people who don't pay attention to the dips. They just buy it on a regular interval, and they tend to do a lot better. Better than anyone who's trying to time the dips. But I kind of like to do more of a hybrid strategy of that. I just kind of like, I'll dollar cost average, but I'll have a little bit put aside in case I want to grab some dips that come along, because you can make a lot of money in the dips at the same time. So I think a hybrid strategy is the better way to go. Doorpat says, I still don't understand why he appointed Kevin. Yeah, it is an odd pick. Well, I think is it March? I think it's in March that Papa Powell's done. So it'll be interesting to see what happens and how this is going to change the dynamics. But keep in mind, when it comes to rate cuts, well, for one, this guy doesn't seem like a guy who's that interested in rate cuts. So he is very hawkish. And even then, even if he had said to Trump, yeah, I'll give you your rate cuts, he still has to get it through the committee. The Fed, it's not one person deciding. It is it's a committee. They got to vote. It's got to be a majority vote. The last one, I believe it was 10-2 for a pause. So I think 2 people wanted cuts. The other 10 did not. So it's not a simple bam, wham bam, thank you ma'am type thing. Let's see. VFE is seeming to be at a priced pretty good. Yeah, I like it. Scott, Tesla does their own chargers. We'd have to look at it at if it's just government charging stations or if they're partnering with somebody like Volkswagen. Right. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Let's see here. Andrew says, the reporter who made the Monday software in 35 minutes, did they say what AI she used? Also, do you know what AI to use that is good to make an app? Thinking of making one myself one day. Okay, good question. I feel like she was using ChatGPT, but I can't guarantee that 100%, but I think that's what she was using. And keep in mind too, guys, as you take the next step. So right now, most of you are probably using, like ChatGPT or something like that. Once you actually move into agents, and your AI agent could then utilize a whole bunch of different AIs to get jobs done for you. So it's really, really moving fast. But here's what I do say. Right now with agents, if you are just doing normal things, you probably don't need an AI agent. And you also have to start thinking about tokens. So, and we've not talked about tokens, but basically with an AI agent, you'll have so many tokens that you can use, and then you have to buy more. So it can get expensive. And that's kind of one of the interesting things with that Molt book that we were talking about. Because these are people that, while their AIs are hanging out in Molt book talking, it could be costing them tokens as these AIs are building religions and everything else. Um, so yeah, it's an interesting concept. But I think once AI agents become more mainstay, and once more people start getting into them, I think we'll get to a point where they'll be very inexpensive. But I think right now, I think they're still fairly expensive when it comes to like tokens and things like that. Paul says now negative 1.86% from September 2nd, 2025, but still 24.5 cents CAGR. All right, that's not too shabby. Wahipple. I watched a news piece on ETF yesterday. It was about the amount of money getting invested into them, and overall this January was 2.5 times over January 2025. Yeah. No, we've been breaking records every month. We've been breaking the all-time high records. So absolutely. Let's see here. Hello, everyone, says Scratch. MSTE stands for micro or macro tragedy. Yeah, well, right now it's 61% of you guys want me to put MSTE in the challenge. It's just, if we do it, it's just going to be 10, and we're just going to leave it there and see what happens. I'll probably use it as a teachable moment in a future video. All right. Oh yeah, Financial Express. Yeah, we are 3 away from a show for tomorrow. Paul, buy 100 shares of MSTE in the challenge and drip the distributions. Interesting. Interesting. 100 shares. I'll do 10. I'll do 10. 100. Oh gosh. Right, there's the Blossom. 100 shares. Do it, says Big. JJ is in the house from Convos with JJ. Correction day it is. Yeah, it's a fun day, JJ. It's a fun day for sure. Excuse me. Buy more, I will, says Andrew. I kind of heard that in my head in a Yoda voice. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Paul says, with 100 shares of MSTE, you can drip 2 shares a month or 50 shares for 1 drip a month, but the distribution could go down by 1/3. All right, fair enough, fair enough. Marina says, Candace, many people hold positions in MSTE. Opening a small position yourself would let you better guide and support them through the volatility. There we go. There we go. That's a good argument. And that's kind of what I was thinking too. Just, then I could say, I've got a small piece in the game. Even in crypto winter, just drip it till it goes up. Yeah, absolutely. Rory, yeah, hope Canoe would take on water, but dang, it's still on course. I know. Canoe is just so reliable. Northern Gal, hey everyone, Candace, I believe Nick Picard said that Canada cannot do weekly pay at this time, semi-monthly only at this time. I heard that, but at the same time, when I was talking to Raj over there at Evolve, so that's the CEO of Evolve, he was saying that if people want weekly, that's probably going to happen. And that was coming from him. So, maybe there is a technical issue behind the scenes that he was unaware of. That's a possibility. But I as far as I'm concerned, I still think it's going to be. I think it's still inevitable. Tom says Air Canada down today. Keep descending. I still love you. Yep, absolutely. I want Air Canada to go back down because in the challenge, I did close out of the Air Canada swing. And you guys will see that in the next episode. But that's simply, like I said, I'm dropping a stop loss as soon as I hit 21, and that's what it did yesterday. So now out of that trade for at least a month because, I can't get back into it in the TFSA. So it's that 31-day rule. I cannot touch Air Canada. So for me, it'll probably be a couple of months before I, if they get back below again. So we'll make another one. But I'll still trade Air Canada in my trading account, of course. Amrit, do you use passive? Looks interesting, but I guess it's used mainly for just organized portfolio and rebalancing. Any recommendations, or you just old school Excel it? I old school Excel it. I like my spreadsheets. I did try passive briefly, and I looked at it and I'm like, this is taking away all the fun that I do. So I kind of just looked at it and was like, it's not for me. But for some people love passive. Like, I think passive is a good program, but um, I just don't like it. I prefer my other. We are definitely in an Ontario winter. Oh yes, yes. I think it was like minus 21 out here earlier, but actually today it apparently got up to minus 10. But I don't know. Today was a editing day, so I have not seen the outdoors. All right. Philip says, let's see. Sold MSTE at 3.5. Now I wait a couple of months. Yeah, there we go. Hipple says Canada doesn't have the processing power to do weekly pay ETFs at this time. Yeah, that might be the technical part on the background of it for sure. So we'll have to see. And Bill says MSTE is a covered call ETF, right? It won't come back up even if strategy rises. It will do so too fast, tripping those call options. Just look at TSLY. So yeah, obviously. With something like MSTE, if we get an explosive rebound of Bitcoin and that causes strategy to move really fast, yeah, we're going to be looking at the same thing. We're going to be looking at the same thing. You're going to hit, you will. Now, here's the interesting thing. It really depends on what Harvest does. So if it looks like we got a Bitcoin recovery coming around, one of the things I would want Harvest to do is start writing OTM. So out of the money covered calls opposed to at the money, because you want to try to give a little bit of room to capture some of that upside. But yeah, you will lose some of that upside. Absolutely. 100%. And that's, one of the dangers of especially aggressive covered calls, because, you're losing upside. But if you've got a situation, especially if you've got a situation where you zigzag, so you go up and down really fast and big, like really big swings, that can hurt. That can hurt a fund like MSTE for sure. All right. And, I see something. I see something ahead. We get a super in from Scratch. Small amount to help cover your loss on MSTE. There we go. And guys, that is number 2. And that number 2 is one of my favorite numbers because we get to see Space Goat. I love Space Goat. So the Goat Squad is in full force. We're halfway to a show tomorrow. Thank you very much, Scratch. All right. Now, let's get back here to right here. Rory, MSTE is decaying like a 98-year-old man. There's probably some wrinkles. Rory says Ben Felix, cough, cough, was right. Ben Felix. Well, his last video, he was actually attacking equal weighted ETFs. So I think he's moved on from covered calls for the moment. Navigale, Amazon is down in after hours. CAPEX spending concerns, of course. Of course. Oh, boy. Rory says, come on, 173.9% distribution. Yeah, that would be kind of crazy. Like, I don't like distributions to get above 15%, typically. I think I've got a couple in the challenge that might be above 15%, but I find 15% seems to be that magic number that once you start going over 15%, you're looking at really aggressive and, with any covered call, you are losing some upside, but yeah, I don't want to get to a point where I'm losing all of my upside. I'm okay with sacrificing some, for that income, but I'm not willing to sacrifice it all. Now, some people are, and that's fine. Now, guys, let's actually take a gander here for a second. Oops, there we go. I will pull this up. Yeah, Bitcoin still struggling down here, but Amazon. How is Amazon doing after hours? Actually, I'm kind of interested in a couple of things, guys. Let's take a look at the after hours on, well, first of all, we've been talking a little bit about Tesla. Let's see what's going on in the after hours with Tesla. Tesla's kind of, yeah, they're up a little bit. And the other one, of course, Microsoft is kind of that other one. I'm curious to see what's happening. Microsoft, oh boy, you're down a little. We can't seem to get a break with Microsoft, guys. We just can't get a break. But Amazon, now I'm going to have to add Amazon. We'll get rid of PayPal. We need to look at Brookfield Corporation here in a bit. Amazon. Whoops, I was about to hit publish. I don't even know what publish does. All right, let's go to Amazon. We're going to add Amazon here. All right, let's go here. Let's go. Bang, boom, here we go. And of course, Amazon, it is their earnings. Oh boy. Oh boy, look at this, guys. They're down big time. So they closed at 222. They're sitting currently at 205. Oh boy, it's looking like we're going to get more tech bleeding tomorrow. So it is looking like, yeah, that's looking like we may have a similar day to today. It's hard to say, but right now we are seeing some tech bleeding here. We'll check back with Amazon here a bit and see if we get that. Now, I wanted to check this one here because I gave you guys a prediction yesterday. And I showed you what I thought was going to happen. And I said I thought it was going to come up here and go down this way. What did it do? It came up and came right down. So I'm just sort of showing you that sometimes technical analysis gives you a general idea of the way something is going to move. So now that we've done this, my next thought is that we're going to come back up and that we're going to break out. So this is Brookfield Corporation. And we'll see. I'll keep this up here. We'll see if we continue. It could be interesting. I just like it right now. The first leg of this journey, though, has come in. Because I had mentioned the other day, and I'm actually kicking myself in the butt. So we started this, guys, a couple of shows ago. And I mentioned that, I would buy down around here to swing it. I didn't do it, though. I will tell you this. I did not do it. I wish I had. Because, it has so far done. I would have sold up here. And, I'd be at this point, I would be looking to buy again. I didn't do it last time. Oh, I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow. I think right now I've got most of my funds tied up in trades. So I may not be able to, and this one's a little more expensive. It's like a $60 share. So I probably could only get a small position. And I don't like to trade small. So what can I say? All right, Ian says, I'm not selling anything right now. Diamond hands. Ooh, I love it. I love diamond hands. I also love coffee. my two loves in life. At Grizzly, I bought some Google, Nvidia, and VDY. Nice. Lisa's in the house. The EV mandate in Canada made absolutely 0 sense. Because 90% of vehicles assembled in Canada are exported to the US. Trudeau isn't too bright. No. But he's no longer our problem. He's now, I guess he's Katy Perry's problem, but he's not ours. Tom says, possibly Carney would put the incentives on non-Chinese EVs to level the playing field. That's a possibility, too. Yeah, like I said, I haven't actually seen the documentation on that, but I like that idea, Tom. Quite a bit, actually. All right. There's the night bot. Let's see. I did buy NPS tonight. Nice. Good old. So NPS, of course, is 9 point. It's a 9 point split share. So not too shabby. All right. And Nice, guys, Nice is our representative from Sweden. So I'm actually, wait a minute. I'm just trying to think here. Nice, didn't you say that your government wouldn't let you buy split shares? I'm just curious. I'm curious, but I thought you had said that, but it might not have been you, though. I thought that you might have said that. But if so, you found a way around it. Congratulations. He said in a presser that Chinese EVs do not get incentives. Oh, perfect. There we go. No, she used Claude. The clip is on CNBC. Okay, it was Claude. There we go. Thank you, Dorpat. I can always rely on you guys. You guys always have, somebody always has the information if I don't know it. I love it. Morley, of my 12 fund ETF basket, Utes is the only green one. CPCC is the worst, down 5.5%. Yeah, well, materials today having a little bit of a temper tantrum, but if anything, you know, I was looking at CPC earlier and I was like, I was hoping it would fall a little further because I wanted to get some better pricing. But yeah, Utes, this is, Utes is in the utility sector is doing actually pretty good today. So actually here, look, if we take a look over here at the heat map, here is your utilities is going to fall under the industrial, and you can see we got some red, but for the most part, there's a lot of green, like, with the pipelines are green. And that is, well, that's kind of the stuff that Utes is holding. So not too shabby. J-Card, HHIS is giving off MSTE vibes. Amazon getting hit after hours now. Yeah, we saw the Amazon. Oh boy. HHIS. So yeah, a lot of what they're holding is the stuff that's all falling. So it is completely understandable that HHIS is going down. I still like HHIS. Like, I would rather hold HHIS than MSTE. But like I said, we're going to add the MSTE to the challenge because I think, and let's just double check here. Yeah, 61%. By 61%, you guys are saying MSTE. So it looks like it's a done deal. All right, I'll close that. Next time I head over there, I'll close it. All right. Dorpat says, I've invested almost all my cash in ZMMK, some into SME. Nice. Emergency funds too. How long are you guys holding on? Yeah, emergency funds. Well, emergency fund, you shouldn't be buying stocks with it, first of all, because your emergency fund's for an emergency. So typically, bare minimum, you want about enough money in your emergency fund so that you can, if something happened like you lost your job, you'd be able to survive 2 months off of it. That's bare minimum. Some people will work it up to maybe 6 months, things like that. But yeah, so you really shouldn't be buying stocks with your emergency fund. Now, the one exception is cash ETFs. Like, there's nothing wrong with parking a good chunk of your emergency fund into cash ETFs. I would keep a certain amount liquid that, if you needed it like immediately, I would have a tiny liquid part, but then the main chunk of it, I would probably put in something like a cash ETF. So that way there, it's at least earning a little bit of something. And that's kind of good because that helps you with inflation. Dorpat says, buying the dip and it keeps dipping. Yeah, it happens. Sometimes you have to, I guess now we almost have to dollar cost average the dip. Amrat says, MSTE, you think we'll have to protect the fund and just stop all distributions? I feel like we're getting there. We're not there yet. There's a lot of distribution you could actually cut before that would even be a possibility. Because you got to realize, when Harvest made this ETF, it's not like they were unaware that there was a thing called a crypto winter. It's not like this was a brand new thing, like they're thinking it was only going to go up forever. Of course not. So they've already got built into it. They've already got plans built into how they're going to handle crypto winter. So yeah, will there be a dividend cut? Probably. They'll probably cut dividends, but I don't know if they'd suspend it all the way. Hopefully not, but you never know. Navigil says MSTE will do RS if it goes lower. Oh boy. Amrat says, Air Canada, I feel like it's moving up and down, but it's getting close. Dang, I missed it hitting 21. I didn't know it did that. You think it will get to 22? What's it at right now? Let's take a look. So I will show you what I did yesterday. All right. Air Canada, here we go. Oh, so right now it's sitting at $20.83. So right now it's kind of moving around. So it might still, this, the fact that it's down a little bit today might just be the overall effect of the Canadian market. But yeah, yesterday it went up, like quite literally, it got up to 21.17. I got in there and I dropped a stop loss pretty quickly. and I ended up cashing out at 21.10. So, and I was being aggressive with that loss because I wanted to end that trade because it's like, all right, it's up, let's end it, we'll do it, we'll start over again. But that's the one in the challenge. So, not shabby, not too shabby. But I do think, yeah, I think there's a chance that it could get back up there again. Let's see. Amazon beat earnings. But is crashing after hours. I don't know if we have their data yet or not. Let's take a look here. That's Brookfield Corporation. Let's get back to Amazon here. Yeah, we don't have the data yet, but yeah, look at this. They're currently sitting at $203, so they are crashing hard. Once again, I don't know what the results are, but this is going to be the AI stuff. The AI stuff is what's crashing them. And yeah, and here's the reality, guys. I don't think we can even back out of AI at this stage. I think we've gone too far. So I think we've gone too far to back out, and the tech companies have gone too far. They just got to grin and bear it at this point. But things will, once investors kind of chill out a little bit on AI, we'll see some recovery. We'll definitely see some recovery. These are blue chip companies. They're, it's not like we're going to lose it's not like technology's all going away. that really won't happen. All right. Navi says MSTE will do RS if it goes lower. Oh, I thought I already saw that one. Amazon not delivering. Oh gosh, yeah, they're down. Okay. Let's see. Cebu, would TXF and HDIV for growth and income approximately 10% be advantageous at this time, or would there be better ETFs to consider? Thanks in advance. So I love HDIV. And here, let's actually pull HDIV up here. So this here is your Hamilton Enhanced Canadian Covered Call ETF. And by the way, guys, the next video, so this is the video that's dropping tomorrow, is about HDIV. So, in fact, here, let me, I'll show you the thumbnail, or I'll try to show you the thumbnail. Let's try this. I'll just refresh Canva. Here we go. Yeah, here it is right here. Here's the thumbnail for it. So this will be tomorrow's video. So timely question. But okay, let's go back to HDIV. All right, and I'm going to pull up the last year. So HDIV, they've been on a tear. So this big dip here, this is Liberation Day back in April, but they have been on a tear. So HDIV, they have in 2025, they outperformed the TSX, and they did fantastic. So this is one of the reasons I love this ETF. So you're getting your income, and you're getting a lot of growth. Now they have done really, really well. And so far this year, they're doing fantastic as well. So this is kind of one of these ones that I think long-term for me, it makes a lot of sense, especially as a growth income investor. So the growth income, guys, keep in mind, that's the hybrid style. So half growth, half income. This one here is definitely hitting the bells for both of those. And TXF is another good one as well. But I definitely really, really love HDIV. One of my favorites for sure. All right. And Mary's in the house. Guys, Mary is our captain of the like button. I've not mentioned it yet today. But yeah. And oh boy, I'm going to refresh the test screen, see where we're at on likes. I like to get 70 on the live stream. I like it. 70 is a good number. We're at 57. Guys, without any prodding, you guys have done really, really well. But there's 112 of you in here right now, and we're at 57. It wouldn't take much to get that 70, and then I shut up about the like button. Mary may not. Mary yesterday was like, we need 80, and we got 80. So congratulations to Mary for, for rallying you guys so well. I love it. All right, Angela says, I was panicking over my huge paper loss of approximately 30%, so HHIS, Biggie, and MSTE, but I invested for the income. I imagine these will recover over time. Yes, they should recover over time. Now, you may see, like, if it keeps getting worse, and we've been talking about this, MSTE has cut dividends before. They may cut dividends again. So you may lose a little bit of income, depending on what's going on. Of the three, I think I like HHIS the best, then Biggie, then MSTE. But yeah, there will be recovery over time. And any dividends that get cut with a lot of these funds, when they do, when the markets start, the underlying assets start doing a lot better, they do tend to start bringing some of those dividends back. Kind of like if you looked at HYLD during the last bear market. They cut their dividend a little bit, and then they brought it back up and actually increased it more on the other side. Now, the interesting thing with HYLD is they're actually even completely a different fund now because they used to invest in when HYLD first dropped, they were investing in US ETFs. So, they didn't have a lot of control over their product. Hamilton eventually created all their own ETFs that did all of the jobs of the US ones, and they brought in their own so that they had full control. And they've done really, really well. But they didn't, like I said, they did increase it at that point. Nee says, yes, it's true, but a few is not blocked at the moment. Okay, there we go. I was like, I remember Nee saying this, so there we go. So if I manage to buy them, they let me keep them, but when they fix their update, I can only sell. Okay, fair enough. So as long as they're already in your portfolio, you're good. And I do like NPS, so I think that's a good one. All right. Let's see. Let's get to 80. There we go. I stoked the bear, not the bear market, but I stoked Mary. So yeah, guys, let's just start, and I'll even take a moment to sip some coffee here while you guys are hitting that like button. But I did notice that you did hit a few. We're up to 68, so we're almost there. 12 more, folks. Oh, so good. Why do I still care? If reinvesting your dividends, would you buy the stocks that have been hit the hardest, i.e. very much on sale, or stocks that have treated you well, i.e. perhaps in green through the bear market? That's a great question. It's a very good question. So a lot of times, I don't want to say I do one over the other. I will do both. And I'll let me just sort of explain why. So I kind of use my dividends that come in. I use it as more of I do buy the dip. I probably buy the dip on about half of the dividends. The other half I more or less will use towards, I don't know if I'd say stocks that have treated me right, but I'll say stocks that are, stocks that I just want to increase the position in my portfolio. Because a lot of times, the dividends I'm getting might be from a company I've got enough of them. I don't need any more. So I do use them. I call it passive rebalancing, where I'm just using those dividends to sort of help me out. But yeah, if there is a big dip, and that's where it is. If there's a dip, it kind of takes priority. Like if I had dividends coming in today, and we get some really big dips in some of the things like HBTE, I might grab HBTE. And I actually did grab some HBTE today, but although maybe I could have got a better deal tomorrow. But nonetheless. Bleak is in the house with a hey all. Mario, good afternoon, everyone. And I pressed the like button. Oh, I like that. A great day to buy on the dip today. And then we got the Financial Express. We're halfway. Oh, why do I still care? Why do you ask me hard questions? HDIV or DIV? So HDIV, of course, is our covered call fund, the one we just looked at, and I love it. But I love DIV as well. That's diversified royalty. Now, diversified royalty, here, let's see. So here's HDIV, and I'm going to bring up diversified royalty. We'll bring it up on a separate tab. Now, this one's not covered calls, so you do get 100% of your upside on it. But here's the thing. Oh my gosh, they fell back down to 398. I love that they were above 4. Now, they do have a pretty good dividend. Their yield is about 7% here, so 7.09%. And this is a very reliable, even in the last bear market, this guy just kept on going, kept on going. And it's had a really good year. Now, part of the reason it had a good year is that it added another royalty to its list of royalties. So it's a royalty company. So they own, for example, Mr. Lube, Air Miles, Jack Astor, and this year they added actually it's a marijuana shop in the U.S. or a chain called Chuba Hut. Um, I haven't yet had a chance to research to find out exactly what they sell. Well, obviously marijuana products. So I don't know if it's sort of like buying hemp stuff or what it is. But anyway, they just own the name, and these guys have to pay them to use the name. So it's like free money in a way. So that's really, really helped them. They boosted their dividend, of course. They're doing fantastic. I love Div. So if I had to choose between the two, I would say no. I would say I want them both. Because, I'll buy HDiv, and with whatever's left over, I'll put it in Div. Because Div's a little stock. So, whatever doesn't evenly go into HDiv gets thrown into Div. How about that? Does that work? I hope so. All right. Bitcoin drop forcing people to sell tech stocks. Well, I don't think it's quite that simple. I think a lot of the fear that we're seeing in Bitcoin is not so much because of what we're seeing in tech. So with people being uncertain about AI, it's causing a sell-off in tech, and Bitcoin, people who are seeing what's happening in tech, they're kind of like, uh-oh, it's time to get out of anything that's not certain, anything that feels speculative. And even though I don't think Bitcoin is speculative anymore, a lot of people still do. And a lot of people are moving and calling it a risky asset, so they're moving to things that are safer. Interestingly enough, earlier in the week, it was healthcare that seemed to be where people were migrating to. But that alone is causing, it's kind of connected, but that's where we're seeing a lot of the Bitcoin drop. And now we're at that point where it's dropping, because once you drop enough, you start to shake people out, because there's people who they're looking at it, those people who give in to fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It starts falling and they're like, oh my God, I'm losing all my money. So they sell right away because they're trying to save their wealth. Now, unfortunately, there's people out there right now that are taking Bitcoin losses or other crypto losses unnecessarily. And that, of course, is creating more selling pressure, which sort of helps push it down. And now, of course, the people who are, your crypto whales, for example, they're loving it because they're like, oh boy, I can get some cheap Bitcoin. So, yeah, I wouldn't sell personally. I won't sell Bitcoin at a loss. It's just not a way to go. Let's see. Kazi says, what other ETFs would you recommend, like HDiv, for both growth and income? I'll give you another ETF right off the bat here. So one ETF I think is really good for both is, all right, let's just pull it up here. So this here is another favorite that I like, and actually there's three of them. This is the gold one, so the Global X Gold Producer. This one here has a history. So this is the CC one. There's also a leveraged version of it as well. But yeah, you'll notice here, this one here, you're going to get a lot of growth. So you're getting it gold is down today, so it's down. Fine, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, you don't get a ton of distribution on this, but you are getting some. You're getting 5.7%. And if you think about it, this number is really low compared to where it used to be on this fund, because it has gone from $31 to $58. It's almost doubled. So if you think about it, if it's almost doubled, this yield has almost halved. So this yield used to be quite higher, a lot higher. But that's kind of what happens in these type of funds. And now there is also GLCC. There's also GLAG, and CPCC. Those are their Global X copper and silver. So, and both, silver down today big time. So you could get in on JGCC really cheap at the moment. But I'm very bullish on all of those, and I like them because you are getting, they're writing out of the money. So give you an example with and oh, actually here, let me just pull up a fresh page, and we're going to go over here to AGCC. So just to give you an idea, with this fund over here, so this fund, AGCC, so this is your Global X Silver Cover Call ETF. So they only write cover calls on, well, they can go up to 33%, but the average has been 29.18%. And this average moneyness, this is how far away from the spot price they're writing their strike price. So in this case, 17.85%. That's giving you a really good chance to pick up a lot of upside on it. And that's what's always good. You don't want a covered call that's really aggressive if you're trying to get the growth at the same time, because they're going to be probably writing ATM, which means at the money, meaning that the strike price is the same as the spot price. And when that happens, you're losing a lot more upside. So that's just something you always want to keep in mind. All right, Bismarcky's in the house with a happy Thursday. Don't cut the flowers and water the weeds, or something close to that sentence. I love it. Because you are brilliant. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. And, guys, we got, from Abby, we get a super sticker, 139. That, of course, is a goatable event. So that brings our TSX goat out. So at the bell, having fun. Well, the bell rang a long time ago, but that's fine. And that does put us one away from a show for tomorrow. So guys, we're heading into the weeds here on the show. So if you want a show tomorrow, act sooner than later, I would say. All right, so that was Abby. All right, now guys, coming up this week, we do have a new video. Channel members, by the way, channel members can watch videos 1 day sooner. So you guys can already watch it, but we got a deep dive on HDIV. That is coming out on Tuesday. It's coming out on tomorrow, Friday. We have our weekend show, of course, on Sunday. So we'll be back here for this week. Next week, we have the subscriber-sponsored video, and Paul wanted a video on Tesla. So we actually got Tesla coming up on Tuesday. So we're going to look at how you can make money with Tesla. We're going to look at, traditional investing, covered call investing, swing. We're going to look at everything. We're going to look at the full spectrum on Tesla. That's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that one to come out for sure. And, guys, as we're talking, Mary's in with a super sticker, 139. Guys, that is our Professor Goat opportunity, and that's also a show tomorrow. So tomorrow's show is in the books. We will be back here tomorrow as well. Now, thank you very much, Mary. Now, if that wasn't enough, holy banana bread, Scratch jumped in with a $2 super sticker. Did you see Lane Hudson goal last night? I did not. All right, so Lane Hudson had a goal. I did not see it. Awesome though. Yeah, that was. Let me think here. Was that the Montreal Winnipeg game last night? Is that what you were talking about? But guys, first of all, it is a super sticker. Second of all, we got a holiday goat and or a seasonal goat. So our Valentine's Day goat was released by that super. There we are, the cute little Cupid goat. I love it. All right, so guys, we are back tomorrow. We're going to do this all over again. I have a feeling, unfortunately, that look at this. Amazon is now down to 200. I have a feeling we might have a bit of a bloodbath in tech again tomorrow. I hope I'm wrong. I hope big time that I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. But maybe I'll be wrong. Oh boy. And Samantha saying, full goat squad today. Yes, the goat squad is out in full. And t-shirt update. I'm going to get it done. That's my update. I'm going to get it done. I didn't, time got away from me this week, but I will get it done on Saturday. I will block in some time to get that done. All right. And Scratch is saying all green tomorrow. I hope Scratch is right. Scratch, you be right, please. But I just have a sinking suspicion that we could have, at least, we could still have green, and it could just be tech. It could just be tech. We need a moat goat. I don't know. Actually, I had a funny idea. Jill came up with an idea that we should have a video of a goat that's being ridden, like, horse-wise, like with a saddle and everything, by a cat. So I was just like, okay, that's interesting. If I do that, I don't know, maybe we could get winter in that one. I don't know. I don't know if that's possible, but that's an idea. So what can I say? Maybe not MSTE. And Andrew's saying maybe VLE. Maybe. Oh boy. Oops. I should turn off. There we go. I'm turning off the night bot because, we got a show tomorrow. Samantha says that would be hilarious. I think it would be too. Punky, hi. I don't think I've ever seen you before. Welcome to the stream. Hello, everybody. I am very late. No worries. I get excited if I see a name that I don't recognize. I always get excited. It's great to see new people in the chat all the time, of course. Oh boy. And guys, as I mentioned as well, we did hit 10,000 subs this week, so we are going to have that special show pretty darn soon. I think, and I gotta double check. I'll double check tomorrow. In fact, I'll add it to the schedule before tomorrow's show. But I think it's gonna be next Wednesday. It's gonna be a late one too. It's gonna go from like 7 p.m. Eastern until like 10:42, I think, because I think 10,000 seconds is like 42 minutes or something. It'll be a late one, but that's fine. It's going to be a lot of fun. Have you ever tried Stock Unlock? No, I have not. I've actually, honestly, Andrew, I've never heard of it until right now. So I assume it's some kind of a program or website or something. But, well, what is it? Now I'm curious. Andrew, you got me curious. You got me going to Google. Stock Unlock. Let's see what this is. Stock Unlock. Here we go. Okay. Unique stock insights and portfolio tracking. All right. Get started for free. Sure. We'll accept it. All right. Okay. So it's, some kind of a tracker. Interesting. I will tell you, a funny thing is, I get a lot of these trackers that actually email me asking to asking to set up meetings, but half of them have telegrams, and I'm just like, no, I'm not going to promote any trackers or anything like that at the moment. But yeah, I'll check it out. I haven't tried it though. All right, guys, holy banana bread. Oh, wait a minute. Andrew says, awesome software for fundamental analysis and stock management. Yeah, well, most of my management I do on my own. I'm quite literally an Excel geek, so I definitely love that. But yeah, I'll still check it out. I do love when. Oh, sorry, Scott say. I was going to just finish that sentence. I do love some of the functionality that they get, especially if they can save me a lot of time. But the fact that I've already built most of my Excel stuff, it doesn't really save me that much time. So Scott's saying, yeah, that show's going to be, all right, 46 minutes, 2 hours, 46 minutes, and 40 seconds. And we're talking exact. Like I'm gonna try to get an actual countdown in seconds on the screen, and the second it hits like 0.00000, however many zeros it is, we just end. The stream just ends, just poof, instant. Obviously I'll see it coming and I'll say goodbye and all of that fun stuff, but yeah, so yeah, it's going to be a 2 hour, 46 minute and 40 second stream. And we're going to have fun. And if you look behind me, we got this little spinning wheel. So we're going to use that as part of our part of the gameplay. We're going to do, oh gosh, it's well, I always ask myself, why do I get myself into these messes? But this is a good mess to be in. Dr. Kenneth says, I do love me some banana bread. Yes, banana bread is definitely pretty darn good. I do love banana bread. All right, guys. We will see you guys again tomorrow. We're going to do this all over again. I can't wait. Now, I do have one last thing I want to say to you guys before I go, and that is bye-bye.